Hey everyone, I'm taking some time to respond to the questions that you posed for me. I appreciate the questions, but it's giving me extra work. But no worries, I'm glad to continue to connect with some of you guys in that way. Vithalia, and I'm sorry if I screwed your name. Her question to me was related to concert reviews, and so I think this was one question that I wanted to respond to for everybody and to go through it. I guess I didn't go through it in depth on any of the introduction videos. I don't really recall. So I'm just going to do that now. So, per the syllabus, other learning opportunities is worth, I think, 35% of your grade. That includes a team project as well as concert reviews. And a concert review is really just an opportunity for you to experience some live music and to apply what you're learning in this course to what you're hearing in this live musical setting. And so we haven't really, this week and next week, we'll get into the kind of the theory and practice of music, kind of the building blocks of what makes music music. And so really the next 2 weeks is giving you the terminology related to the elements of music that you can use when you think about and listen to live music. So if you've already experienced some live music and want to complete your review, that's fine. You could always go to something. Hopefully you'll remember and then do it a little bit later in the semester after we've talked about more information. But I'm just going to go to the directions. Very just a simple task. The problem is, and it's not even a problem, finding where you want to go and what you want to listen to. I know some people have particular taste. And the purpose of this is not to, for you to listen to something that you already like. It's actually to experience something that you are not that familiar with. And there are just opportunities abounding in the Houston area. So you are going to attend a minimum of 3 music performances. And those music performances should have at least 20 minutes of music. And I say 20 minutes, like if you go to a restaurant and there happens to be a band or maybe an individual person playing on the piano, just make sure you're there for at least 20 minutes to be able to listen to that. So you'll attend the live music performance. And even though it says concert reviews, and I think that throws people off, it does not have to be a well-known popular pop star concert where you pay $1,000 for a ticket to sit all the way at the top of the stadium. No. Any performance where there is live music counts, right? And so you'll go to the performance. There is a review form with questions for you to complete, right? So you don't have to figure out how to review it. You just respond to the prompts. After you fill out the form, you need to make sure to get full credit. And I think it's worth 10 to 15% of your grade. So it'll be a couple points you lose if you don't have it. But it's easy enough to get. It needs to be your ticket stub if you went to a performance where you got a ticket, digital or otherwise. So a picture of your ticket stub, a picture of the program, if there's a program, or if not, be sure to just take a picture of the live performance so you can include that. And then you would complete the review form. So let's look at some of the questions. So tell me about the event. What was it for? Tell me the pieces that were performed. If there's a program, all that information will be on the program. If it's an artist you're familiar with, you'll probably know the tunes that they performed. If it's music at a venue where you go eat, you don't know the artist, you don't know the pieces, then you can't really answer this very well. A strong or weak element of the performance as a whole. So was it a great venue for listening to music, or was it too loud? Was there staging, lighting? What about what you were hearing? Was the sound good? And then subjectively, what did you like best about the performance? And then subjectively, what did you like least about the performance? Did you hear something new? And then this is kind of the intercultural piece of TSU learning outcomes, how you answer this question. So thinking about historical, social, and cultural influences. And again, we get into this more throughout the semester. So if you don't feel comfortable answering this, then, hold off on completing this until a little bit later. And so I'm asking you, what culture seemed to be represented in the music performed? Or what sociocultural identities may have impacted the music performed, right? So we know lots of artists. So I've been listening to Yeva lately, and she is influenced by her upbringing in the church. She's influenced by R&B, right? She's influenced by funk and soul and jazz, right? So those are other social and cultural identities that have impacted her music, right? So you might be able, if you're going to listen to the salsa performance, well, clearly the culture, is South American and influenced by that specific cultures, but other might not be so clear. And so that's something that I want you to think about. And you might have to just kind of consider, maybe you don't know, but what does it sound like? What does it remind you of? And then you need to give me a rationale of why you said that. So culture, think of physical location, right? So countries. Think about identities of individuals and social groups. And then you can hear kind of these cultural influence, sociocultural influence in the sound, right? So in the melody, in the harmonies that are chosen, in the rhythm, right? And again, these are things that we'll talk about more as we go through the semester. And then this is an important one. So this is you actually applying what you learned, what you're learning in this course, to really review and talk about the music. So think about the elements. Again, we talk about elements these next 2 weeks. We haven't talked about them yet. So think about the elements and characteristics of music, and then choose one of the pieces that you heard and describe it in detail. And I'm going to go ahead and highlight this. Describe in detail what you heard, and you have to use 3 music terms, ideas, or concepts covered in the course. Again, it's the 3rd week of class. We have not covered terms, ideas, or concepts, right? So you might want to wait a little bit. And then you can also include your subjective thoughts. So I give you a guiding writing that you can fill out to help you, or you can disregard this and just complete your own. You guys know I like Google Docs. Anytime you want to use one of the Google Docs like this, all you need to do is make a copy for yourself. Copy of concert review, and maybe put Alan, right? And then that way you can actually edit the document. And there's a picture, right? And so you would edit it, but you're not going to be able to edit this because it's open to everybody. So going back to the directions, if you notice at the very, very bottom of the form, I have performances for you. You can absolutely use one Tiny Desk concert, which is a live recording. I'll go ahead and go there. I think they just added some new stuff lately. So it has to be a live recording from this semester. So this is from September 1. This is from August 31st. This is from August 29th. Not August. So one of these 3 you can use, and I'm sure they'll be adding others throughout the semester. But again, you can only have one Tiny Desk concert. I call the Tiny Desk, I love Tiny Desk concerts, but for you right now, because everything is open, if you do a Tiny Desk concert, you're being a little bit lazy. Maybe you have issues with transportation, but you have the whole semester to kind of plan this out. Look at what's at Miller Theater. So this is already done. I'm just going to go ahead and delete it. But this upcoming weekend, we have a jazz vocalist. And I have links to all of these so you can kind of see what the performance is going to be about. You can literally do all 3 of your concert reviews at the Miller Outdoor Theater for free. And this is like high quality music performances from professionals. So definitely check that out. I know the weather's been poo-poo. All this rain, which is great. My grass is flourishing in some spots, but it's a little bit messy, but you can get tickets to sit under the covered area at Miller Outdoor Theater. Look into that. I listed a few things that might interest you at the Houston Symphony Orchestra. There are student tickets, which are less than the regular ticket, so maybe check out one of those. There are others, but I just put a few on there. I haven't added Grand Opera, and then of course when student recitals occur at TSU and other events, I will add them to this calendar, which will take you there. So hopefully this video was helpful, and enjoy some music.